It's a beautiful day in the freezer hood. A beautiful day if you like freezers. Would you listen to me whine? Could you listen to me whine? It's a beautiful day in the freezer hood with you. So let's make a most of this frozen ass day. Would you listen to me whine? Could you listen to me whine? Won't you come join me in the freezer? Hi, freezer.
We just wanted to get back on here and do a video. We have had a real busy schedule the last several months, I guess, and have had a lot going on. I guess we're just going to do a video with just a bunch of different little topics, so we don't just dedicate.
Oh, I touched my face. I'm sorry.
Don't touch your face. Go wash your hands. Anyway, we'll get to that. I don't know, we've had some witnesses, active witnesses contact us, tell us to come back. We'll get into that in a minute, but we just wanted to say thank you to everybody who has sent us an email or messages showing concern and wondering where we are. We kind of, I don't know, to some people maybe it seemed like we fell off the face of the earth.
And we do every once in a while.
Yeah, we just have a life.
Even though we live in the center of the continent, we fell off the face of the earth, the edge of the earth.
Yeah.
As far as people asking about, health, I think we're doing fine. Other than normal. I had a stress test. I think they call it a nuclear stress test, where they have you eat a nuclear bomb, and then, no, that's not how it works. But they pump some stuff into your veins to make you turn colors and glow, and they have you do exercises, and they take some basically pictures of your heart in the inside before you do a little exercise, and then they have you walk on a treadmill while they've got you hooked up like a drone.
Yeah, and basically what that was for is to make sure those muscles around do they call it the fourth ventricle or whatever? I don't know exactly, but the way he explained it to me was to make sure those muscles are working, and that if they were not working, maybe that's where the pain is coming from or something like that. So
turns out my blood test came back fine. There's nothing wrong with me. My heart's fine.
His cholesterol's good. Everything's
took
good.
a while to get my heart rate up, so it's not like I'm too out of shape.
Is that what they told you? It took a while for your heart rate to come up?
Well, they kept saying, okay, well, we need to just ramp it up a little bit more. Ramp it up a little bit more. So it was, by the end, I was almost at it was a very quick walk/run before he could even get the heart going up there.
Because I know they said they wanted it like 146 or something like that.
Which isn't, so it took a little bit.
But it all came back fine. You're fine. There's nothing physically wrong with you. There's nothing in your blood tests that show anything's wrong. It probably is just your anxiety. That's what they said on the phone.
So just being stressed out over this whole deal in the last year of the work situation that was put on us, but I think primarily, I compare it to an overheating car. Once a car overheats, it has to cool down all the way before you can drive it again, because, it may not be blowing out the radiator after you stop for a few minutes, but as soon as you start it back up again and put it under a little bit of load, it blows the top again, and then you have to coast to the side. And it's not until it sits overnight, totally cools off, at least enough, or for a few hours, enough to drive it. And it's exponential of how long you let it sit to how long you can run it again, or how hard you can run it again before it blows its top. So it seems like the stress levels sort of work in that type of a fashion. It's like you get up to the top, and if it doesn't come back down, it's very quick to blow the top again and cause you problems, perhaps even to the point of a panic attack or whatever it's anxiety attack or those types of things. But anyway, so all that went well. And speaking of stress, we joined the human race for toilet paper and went on a coronavirus shopping spree, which maybe we'll put that one at the end.
The little You mean our video clips?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, it just seemed like it. I don't know, this whole coronavirus thing, I want to take it seriously, but, you know, we live a life that's pretty isolated anyway. I
think we mentioned that.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that in the video before we left. We didn't buy toilet paper because we're out. As you know, we have a bed and breakfast. I have guests in
the guest house.
In the guest house for
7 of them.
Yeah, for the rest of March, for sure, and maybe longer. So, you know, part of it was, yeah, we need it here, but I really bought it so that they wouldn't run out.
Because if they do run out, where are you going to get it if it's all gone? And we wanted to see how it was progressing, because North Dakota's kind of even when we moved here, it was like we always said it's like taking a step back in time 50 years in the attitudes of people. Mm-hmm. Everybody's a little bit more laid back, and things don't affect here as fast. You hear about it other places, but you're behind the curve. And I think it's probably the same deal with this coronavirus thing. When we went on our little shopping spree, you'll see that most everything's the same as it always was.
Most everything, yeah, most everything.
But again, that's how it started off with the rest of the country, so it'll be interesting to see how it progresses. And if it does, like the rest of the country, now that they're canceling everything.
Yeah, and I haven't heard in the state of North Dakota that they've canceled anything except maybe some sports stuff.
Yeah,
maybe that's all. Yeah,
probably.
Like
but
kids'
no
sports.
Schools or anything like that.
Everybody's still in school. I don't know when spring break is, but I know it's sometime this soon.
Maybe it'll end up being an extended spring break.
Yeah. What else?
But as far as cancellations go, witnesses now are canceling conventions too. Yeah, I thought they would be a lot faster in reacting. Given how they like to brag about themselves, it's kind of funny because they'll talk about how the nations boast about themselves. And I think, quite honestly, when you watch Trump and doing his, and I'm not getting political about which side, or I'm not trying to bash Trump either, but they get on there and they just boast about themselves. Well, we're doing this compared to what other countries are doing. We're doing much better. Everybody's doing a tremendous job. And I'm like, my goodness, I feel like I'm at a meeting. Is this an all about us video? You know, what do they call that again? Organizational accomplishments, the brag about us videos.
Yeah,
we are so much better than the world. We react fast to our brothers and help them quicker, and we have more concern and more love. And you better agree with this too. It's very nationalistic in that way. It's totally nationalistic.
The meetings, you're talking about the organizational accomplishments videos?
Yeah, and the meetings, the where you have to be that way.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah. Good point.
I thought they would react a lot quicker so they'd have bragging rights, but really they didn't start canceling conventions until all the companies, the big sports teams and companies had already started doing remote and what do you call it? Remote work. You know, you work from home.
From home.
Yeah, and schools were doing remote stuff from home, having online classes, which is kind of odd because we've talked about this before with witnesses.
You mean like religion through online religion?
Yeah. Yep. So, I mean, they're already set up for it for the most part. I mean, they didn't let you. About the only thing they wouldn't let you do, and I'm sure it's the same everywhere.
Are you talking about when they'd have a call in, they'd use Skype, but you were not allowed to use a video, anything, but you could listen through Skype. That's what, I don't know what other congregations did, but that's what the one that we went to did, is they used Skype.
And I'm sure all of them have some form of telephone hookup. Mm-hmm. But we had the capability to do video. The video cameras were there. Mm-hmm. But the brothers just flat out said, the org said, no video. We're drawing the line because we can't get people in the chairs. And if we can't get them in the chairs, then we can't get them to swing by the box on the way out. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so they totally annexed the video part. But I mean, other than that, they're totally set up for
an online religion. Yeah.
And so I wonder if this will kind of instigate a little bit. It's definitely a good trial run for them, that's for sure.
Yeah, it sure is. Yeah. Especially when they say, you're not in some countries, I should say, you're not allowed to meet with over 100 people. Isn't that what they say?
Yeah, in some areas. Yep.
Well, congregation is roughly 100 people. And I think with, what is it, Zoom? Did I look that up? Zoom? I think that's what But anyway, I did a little research on that, and I think that you can have up to 100 people
Right.
at
So
one time doing Zoom. So it's not really a far-fetched idea
Yeah.
for them to do that.
and they've already canceled religions canceled
Please.
meetings. They've canceled meetings in Seattle and probably California. Somebody else said, and some other areas. So that's kind of interesting as far as that
Yeah.
goes. So it'll be interesting if they transition to being a online religion. Yeah, I was talking to somebody from back in Washington, a witness, and it was kind of funny with their attitude about it. And we got off on the subject of, he had said that, well, it's the coronavirus thing. It shows the state of the world, where we're at in the stream of time. And I'm like, not really. I mean, Spanish flu, polio, tuberculosis. I named off a bunch of different diseases that have happened in the last 100 years. And quite honestly, this is probably just a blip on the screen. But media being what it is, it's a lot faster. And whether or not it was blown out of proportion, that'll end up being displayed in the end numbers, the mortality or morbidity rates. But I guess we always tend to dramatize things in our own lifetime. Oh, this is so dramatic, and it's measured up against the stream of time. It's not that bad. And I'm not saying that the increasing of things going on. He was talking about, in fact, at meetings, that there no more hugging, no more shaking hands at the meetings.
Show me a scripture.
2 Corinthians 7:1.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about
every defilement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Widen out.
Widen out. Get out the door. No. But I was thinking about the scripture, and I'd always use that in the ministry, that the increasing of lawlessness would cause the greater number to cool off. And I always brought out in the ministry that that's not necessarily a negative thing against people. It's just the fact of the matter is, because of the increasing of lawlessness or chaos, crime in some cases, you're not going to pull over and help the person that's out of fuel because you don't know what they might do to you. Are they faking it? So in the crime aspect, the increase of lawlessness may cause you to hold back that love. Well, likewise, now in the congregation even, they think they're immune to it. They're not. The lawlessness or chaos of the sickness is causing the love of the greater number to cool off.
Don't associate.
You can't even have the phony aspect of it, And that's the other thing, is he's talking big time about how phony it is, and they really don't care. And anyway, I won't get off on his tangents. Yeah. There are so many of you that we talk to that discuss that type of scenario going on in the congregation. But now they won't even be able to put on the facade of the love bombing, as it's called.
Yeah, that's interesting. This is my
jungle
save your plant section. This is the stuff I save in the fall and try to keep it alive through the winter.
We bought a bunch of amaryllis when they went on sale, and now they're blooming up. That white one is actually really pretty. You can't see it, but it's a double bloom. Anyway.
We're going to go shopping today. I feel funny trying to justify myself to go shopping. Everybody, the whole world's lost their mind buying toilet paper and everything, but I think the best advice I've heard is just be prepared for whatever, even if it's for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. I really don't think it's necessarily... We haven't been to the store in what?
Well, I was just there a couple days ago and got some things, but, produce gets eaten up so fast, but, like a few canned things and do like shelf cooking. I don't know. I follow Jordan Page on YouTube. You can look her up, but she's got this term called shelf cooking, which means you already utilize the stuff that's in your pantry and just kind of supplement with what you have. Get creative with what you already have. So that's what I'm going to do.
And here we've been wanting to eat that down, and we may end up, we'll see, needing it. I doubt it. I have a feeling we're going to go to the store and there's going to be like no difference whatsoever, because people are like you said, they're lost their minds, and like shelves are totally empty and whatever else, and we're going to walk in, it's going to be just like normal, I'm pretty sure.
Probably here, yeah. Because North Dakota only has 1 case in the whole state, and everybody's pretty chill here about it.
Yeah. They don't experience the highs or the lows, and anyway.
And I think maybe it goes without saying we don't have a huge population. I think the whole state is like maybe 750,000 people, the whole state. So there is some contact with people, but really there isn't that much.
Especially in our job, we
That's
we
right.
work for ourselves, so we really don't have any contact with people except for maybe with guests here and there. And at the B&B, we don't have any this time of year really. That we've got at the guest house. So we'll buy toilet paper for that. We'll stock up a little bit just because mainly we're not caring about stocking it up, but we have a house full of there's 7 people over there. They're going to need. They'll go through those supplies and then other than we send stuff out, we go out and pull parts and whatever else, but we don't have a whole lot of interaction with people except for, like I said, the FedEx guy comes and then when we order parts or we buy whatever. So I think we're going to buy some spray disinfectant because like I bought a cappuccino machine. I'll throw that video on here, but an old-fashioned cappuccino machine again. And I thought about that after using it. It's like, well, if that something was shipped in and somebody else is working from home and or just selling something around their house to make a little cash and they ship that off and happen to have that, you'd want to just spray it down quick as you, not only when you got the box, but also when you opened it up. So just kind of a common sense thing as far as that goes, now that they say that it can last,
2 weeks it can incubate.
Yeah, on some surfaces. So.
I think it said plastic 9 days or something like that.
Plastic and metals, copper was 4 days. Stainless steel, couple weeks. So it can be up there. But we'll give it a quick video of our grocery store. Usually you go into our grocery store and it's like, oh, we don't have a whole lot. Small town, middle of the continent, edge of the earth. Funny, you go just across the border into Canada at Winkler and they've got what's called the Superstore and it's absolutely amazing. Last time I was up there, we were up there, but they had live lobsters and seafood fresh, and it was just an olive bar. Here it's like in comparison, but we'll go check it out.
This is our grocery store. Tiny little thing. Doesn't look too packed.
Replaced all their freezers. Big pile of junk is we gotta actually pick it up. We're gonna scrap it out. And this windshield is filthy, I know, and cracked.
This is a new truck.
We just bought this truck.
You want to take that?
Sure.
Oh, park first, yeah.
All right, ready? Not a horrible old truck. Yeah, I'll shut this off till we get in there. Oh, as normal. You want any more asparagus?
I have one.
Still?
No, I don't think so. Unless there's any of them that are like bad.
Okay. We've got a bunch of those already.
I know, but I'm gonna get one. I had like 4 of them yesterday.
All right. You want some peppers? Produce actually isn't that bad today.
Green bananas.
Somewhat green bananas.
Do you want to get another green pepper?
You want more peppers?
Huh?
You want another pepper?
I already have carrots and I already have celery and I have potatoes. Do you want a green pepper?
I don't care.
I have one.
I'll grab one. On to the meat section. Yep. Looks pretty good, actually. Yep, just as I suspected, like normal.
olives on sale? No? A little bit? How many olives we got downstairs? How many olives you got downstairs? You got enough?
I have a few, but I don't think that's that good of a price.
Okay. Uh-huh. You get tortillas?
I got 2 of those.
I don't know why you don't just use the wild rice we got instead of buying rice.
Rice isn't even rice. Do you know that?
It's
It's not
ricey.
even considered rice. It's considered grass.
Whatever. Do we have salsa?
No.
What's the other thing that's hard to find
We
around
have
here is
tacos.
hot salsa.
Yeah.
Try to find hot salsa around here. Everything's mild or medium at the best.
The only thing.
Well, even in little North Dakota, it had
We'll go over to
a little bit of a hit.
We'll go over to the DG and see what they've got. Do you want to look at this freezer food? There's a coupon. Save
I don't
$3.
care. It's just junk food.
Okay.
I'd rather not eat it, quite honestly.
Okay. You're gonna know by Clorox, Colgate, Nabisco, and Kellogg's products are on sale.
You gonna buy your cleaners here? Or you going
Maybe
over
I should. I could buy toilet paper here.
Did you see what you wanted? The junk food aisle. What are you doing in there? We'll get that Sprite ginger or something. Let's see, spray junk. I'll let her pick it. Hey, we're on a warm up. Now we're down to 20s again and it's blowing like mad. That's the packed Dollar General.
Yeah, it's for real.
That's funny.
It's for real.
Why is it the only shelf that's gone? People are nuts. That's hilarious. It's like, it reminds me like in prisons, you know, like the crazy things ends up being a value of currency. Like people are going to expect the market to absolutely crash. You know, there'll be hyperinflation and the new value will be toilet paper rolls for money. I'll trade you 5 toilet paper rolls for a gallon of fuel.
And all the Clorox stuff here is gone. Like the bleach is gone, the wipes are gone, spray's gone, you know, all like that kind of stuff.
That's funny.
It's weird. It's very weird.
You just have to pick a different product. How horrible.
I mean, you could just use like Clorox. What do you call it? I don't think it
Because we just wanted the aerosol spray junk. What's that up there?
oven cleaner.
Oh, that'll work.
We just don't want. I mean, we're gonna be touching packages. We really care about the nails and this thing. As long as it doesn't foam, I really don't care.
I hate to use a squirt bottle. I'd rather just have an aerosol one.
just because it's easier. All right.
We win.
Hey, there it is, way on the top shelf. Which one do you want? There's the.
Yeah, the white lid.
What's the difference?
One
Oh, that's
foams.
foam. That's not.
No.
You want to just couple them or what?
I gotta hide these from the next.
Jeez,
get
I
up.
gotta have to climb up there with a ladder.
So my white lid.
So the hand sanitizer is supposed to be over here, and it's all gone. They said they were out of it. I was just curious. We don't need any.
Here, it's all gone.
Yeah,
Right there.
that's funny. Yet there's
You can
bottles
make your
and
own,
bottles of alcohol,
Yeah, you
the
can make
rubbing
your own.
alcohol.
You can make your own that way.
We don't need any. Literally, we bought a bunch when it was clearancing out for like
It was
a
like
quarter.
It was like 19 cents or somewhere. We bought all of it.
I was literally using it a few months ago to squirt on the fire to light fires. That's how much of it we had. Hilarious. Well, there was some toilet paper up in the front we can grab for the guest house over there.
Do you think I should?
Yeah, just so that way we got it there.
Okay.
Since in case somebody runs out, they're not going to be able to get it apparently. Or at
But,
least
you
there's a
know,
chance
part
of it.
It isn't my problem though either, you know.
All right, what else we come here for?
That's all I came here for.
We're going to get something to pop or something, weren't you?
What?
Wait. See if they've got that Sprite stuff.
Well, I was not expecting that for it to be empty. Like
Close to empty.
the few aisles of toilet paper, Clorox. People are losing their minds.
It wasn't
And-
that bad though. I mean,
Maybe I just am gonna be in for a huge surprise, but up here it gets so cold. People get sick, but germs don't have a chance where we live. It's so cold.
I wouldn't say that. But I gotta swing by the shop and grab